right, man. Let's go ahead and go scroll through the bookmarks. Let's see here. Trump never intended to end the war. All right, let's get into Nick Fuentes' little rant on Trump.
And I think what every single party recognizes, but what they are not telling us, what Israel and the Pentagon and Iran all assume, is that we are going back to war. It's not a question of if. We are going back to war. The U.S., Israel, the Saudis, the Emiratis, we are all going back to war against Iran. And Iran knows that. Iran anticipates this. They expect it. They're preparing for it. They know it's practically inevitable. It's just a question of when.
Good point.
And I think that both sides are simply just buying time. What we're really looking for is not peace. We're not actually solving anything. I don't know if there's much confidence that we will solve anything. What we're looking for is a reprieve from the pain. There's a midterm election coming up in November, and gas prices have been too high. Inflation has been ticking up. Yep. It's threatening to derail.
I mean, look here, and I'll be honest with you. Look, gas prices have went down, but you got to understand, we was at $2.98, guys, $2.98 a gallon nationwide. We was at 2.4% inflation, and let's see what else here. Oh yeah, wages was actually outpacing inflation at 3.6%. Now, you know what we got, guys? I mean, bro, right now, I think we're at like 365, maybe 350 national average. I was hearing in the chat how some of you guys are seeing $3, and God bless. And then if we went from 2.4 inflation to 4.2, damn near reversed that mug and just said, hey, here we are with inflation. So yes, inflation's at 4.2 while wages are at 3.6 to 3.8%. AKA inflation is outpacing wages. AKA your wages not keeping up with prices, sadly. And we voted for Trump for that. We voted for affordability, but this Iran war gave us everything but. Well, actually, it gave us everything negative and nothing really positive. Like, please tell me the positive that we got from this Iran war. You can't name any. No, really, you can't. I mean, you could try, but you can't.
Our AI-driven economic growth broadly across the economy. So really, by any means necessary, we just need some oil getting out there. And I think that's fundamentally what the MOU was about. Did we really have confidence that Iran would open up the strait free and clear? Absolutely not. We knew their intention was to keep the strait closed under their management. But we knew that if we made a gesture, if we sweetened the deal by letting them get their oil out first, hey, oil is oil. If we let the oil get out of the strait, if we let some of the other oil get out, even if they got to pay, even if they need Iran's permission, even if some of the ships get attacked hugging the coast of Oman, we said, hey, at least the markets are going to be optimistic.
Low key, and that's what a lot of people miss. It's like, but Iran's controlling the strait. They're charging service fees. Yeah, but since the strait's been open, you've been seeing lower gas prices. Like, we're not at war. We're not putting no more American lives in danger. We're not wasting no more ammunition. And if we stop this war, we can now see a downtick in inflation and continuously have this downtick in gas price. But if we jump back into this war, all that disappears. I just want to let y'all know this. And if you're okay with that, then then I guess you care more about war than the stability of this country then. And you might need to reconcile yourself with that. I think you're missing the plot, dude. Like, bro, really? War over Iran more than the financial stability of this country? Dog, you're missing the point. Like, it's supposed to be America first, dog, not war first. America first. AKA, you put this country before your war fantasies, okay? You push your fantasies for destruction of Iran to the side for the benefit of America. That's what it means to be America first. No matter how bad you want it, if it hurts America, you should be able to resist it.
And so maybe we could stabilize the prices and keep them low, and this supply will increase a little bit on the global market. And I think that's really what this whole charade is about. Ever since the MOU was passed, this was about averting maybe the worst case scenario energy shortage ahead of the midterm elections. How do we just increase the global supply of energy a little bit? Let's let Iran sell their oil. How do we make it look like it's not a total capitulation? We'll do it in the framework of this MOU. It would look like a capitulation if we let Iran sell their oil in dollars.
Yeah. I mean, it was already looking like a capitulation. Bro, we gave them $12 billion, we released $12 billion in frozen assets just for them to pull up to the talks. We released sanctions on their oil and petrochemicals, and we pretty much said that they can administer the Strait. Like, I'm sorry, but it did look like a complete capitulation. Oh, and we're allowing the Gulf countries to pretty much revitalize their economy with $300 billion for economic restabilization and reconstruction. That was all. That's what we were allowing in that MOU. So it did look like it was a complete capitulation. So damn near all of Iran's demands. They was even getting us to try to stop the conflict between Israel and Lebanon. And Lord knows Israel did not want to stop, and they have not.
When we are not allowed to get our oil out of there, and by that I mean our allied countries' oil, the Saudis, Kuwait, the rest of them. So we did it in the framework of the MOU. You go first, you sell your oil. We won't sanction it, and we'll even let you sell it in dollars. That's our gift to you. And also, we knew it would be contentious in the Strait. We knew it would be like this. We knew there'd be fighting. We knew there'd be bickering over it. But whether the tankers leave through the Iranian-controlled route and they pay or need permission, whether they leave through the Omani route and some of them get lost along the way, that's also increasing the supply of oil. So we can huff and puff, and we could be upset about it, and we could say they're in breach of the agreement and, all the rest of it, but the oil is hitting the market. And maybe that's what matters in all of this. And if the oil is hitting the market, then we get an economic reprieve. And you know what? We also get to buy time. We also get to buy time to do what we need to do and recover militarily, whether that's evacuating some of our soldiers, figuring out a different system of fortifications. We had a lot of our soldiers inside hotels.
Yeah.
Hotels are not fortified against a drone strike.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's why Iran started attacking the hotels in, what was it? I think they attacked one in Bahrain, of course, Kuwait. I know they did one in Qatar, I believe, as well. Yeah, that's why they started attacking hotels because, once they got done attacking the military bases and those were rendered inoperable, yes, they attacked our military bases and about 20 of them was rendered inoperable, uninhabitable, and now we got our soldiers staying in hotels that, Iran started hitting with drones.
Iran knew where they were. The soldiers stationed in those hotels knew Iran knew where they were.
Yep.
And they got hit, and those were the casualties. Those were the people that died. 6 out of the 13 casualties were soldiers put up in a hotel. They knew they were being targeted. They knew they weren't safe.
Yeah, and that's why when Iran attacked that hotel, they was pretty much saying, no, what we were attacking were American soldiers. And now it all makes sense because they said, oh, they're hitting civilian infrastructure. No, they're hitting the places where we pretty much put our soldiers up in, which were in some of these hotels in the Gulf countries, and Israel just attacked them anyway.
And they weren't. They got killed by a drone strike.
But all right, though, let's get into the next video here. Oh man, what was it? It's Iranians at Khomeini's funeral in Tehran today had a giant effigy of President Trump hanging with his hands covered in blood as a protester chants death to America and kill Trump. Why are we negotiating with these animals? Damn. Well, damn. That's Laura Loomer for you. That's Laura Loomer for you. And it's kind of crazy because it's just like I would sit down with Laura Loomer and be like, so
think what
all right, let me get this. So you think that's okay for you to sit there and brag about, us pretty much killing the over 100 girls. And Trump, he has never really even took accountability for it. You don't think that they're going to have some hard feelings towards that? Like, let's be real. And you pretty much coming at Donald Trump. She literally posted Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Secretary Rubio, and Pete Hegseth. She hit all of them up in hopes that, they'll all sit there and just crash out about this. And you know what? They might just be doing so. Let's see here. Still the greatest country in the world. Now I reacted to that one already. Oh, bro, this was sick. Like, guys, this right here, Israel exposed. I mean, shoot, let me just repost it real quick. I mean, you can follow me on X and you can look through this website and it gives you all the graphic footage that came out of Israel. I'm talking, you're going to see Well, let's just say you're going to see dismembered children. Okay, guys, I'm just going to be real with you. You're going to see some shit. I mean, if you want to go look at it, make sure you prepare yourself because it's going to fuck you up a little bit. And now, if you're used to seeing stuff like that, you'll be just fine. Like myself, sadly. All right, but let's see here.
And gave amnesty to 3 million.
I do want to, let's see here. What have Republicans done about immigration besides let more of them in? No, let's hear it.
Okay, well, what the fuck have Republicans ever done about immigration other than let more of them in here? What have they ever done? Ronald Reagan gave amnesty to 3 million illegals. George Bush gave us the 1990 Immigration Act. George W. Bush oversaw the biggest number of illegal aliens coming into our country up until that point in time. Donald Trump failed to build the border wall, met the H-1B cap every year, had 20-year highs of illegal immigration in 2019, and then in the end, he's the one that gave TPS to Venezuela after he destroyed their economy, paving the way for all of them to come here under Biden. And now Republicans get elected again on a platform of overturning birthright citizenship, mass deportations, and building a wall. Trump has said himself he doesn't want to build a wall anymore. Birthright citizenship was upheld by 2 Supreme Court judges he appointed, and the mass deportations were canceled after less than a year of him being in office. So what's the argument anymore? What's the argument? If nothing else matters other than immigration, and if immigration is a giant failure and always has been with literally every Republican president since Reagan, then I'm sorry, what's the argument to vote for a Republican ever again? Because we are told it doesn't matter that the Republicans don't deliver infrastructure.
No, that's what kills me too. It's like, all right, so the Republicans, yeah, they don't want to deliver on infrastructure. They really don't want to deliver on immigration, especially the H-1B visas and the undocumented immigrants that's working at your hotels, construction sites, and all that. They don't want to do none of that. But this is what they'll hit you with. Well, what? You're going to vote for the Dems? Oh, well, what? You want open borders and they're going to trans your kids, bro? And I'm like, so you're telling me that instead of just doing what the hell y'all promised, doing what y'all ran on, you rather just fearmonger us about the Dems? And I'm sorry, but that's just such a weak ass position. If you're accepting that as a man, I'm sorry, but you're weak. Would you accept a lady pretty much disrespecting you, telling you whatever, and she hits you with the, well, you're the best I can get, so you better take the bullshit? You would leave. Hopefully you would leave and have some self-respect, because that's pretty much what Republicans just told your ass. They're going to disrespect you. They're going to do it in front of your face, and they're going to expect your dumb ass to come right back. And then they're going to tell your ass, well, oh, you can't go to the other side because they're going to trans your kids. Oh, they're going to open the border. Well, what are you guys doing? You're not really doing anything I want. So I'm just supposed to stay hostage to you guys? Like, do y'all hear yourselves? Y'all sound, I ain't gonna lie, you sound pretty possessive in the wrong way, though. It's like you're very possessive over the voting base that you don't want to do nothing for. Like a toxic boyfriend. You don't even take care of the bitch, but you're so protective over her. It's like, what the hell? Like, what type of toxicity is this? Like, y'all don't even do nothing for us, but you want our vote? You're so protective over our vote, but you ain't trying to do nothing for us? All right. Like, y'all must really not want it. But, oh, no, S.E.T, but the Dems, they'll change your kids, open the border. It's socialism. And it's like, look, if you guys not wanting to do what you say, then it's your fault why the Dems come in power, not mine.
It doesn't matter that Republicans don't deliver tariffs. It doesn't matter that they brought us to war in Iran. It doesn't matter they didn't end the war in Ukraine. It doesn't matter they tried to cover up the Epstein files.
Yeah, Rocky, I'm a conservative, you dumbass. Didn't I just sat here and just pretty much railed on immigration and socialism and all that good stuff? That's what I'm saying, bro. Bro, some people be the dumbest people. And here's the thing. People assume that because I'm black, they assume that I'm on the left. And it's just like, bro, why don't you just try actually listening before talking and sounding like an idiot? Yes, I'm talking about you, Rocky dumbass.
Doesn't matter that they're merging our military and intel agencies with Israel's. They say the only thing that matters is immigration. Okay, well, Reagan, Bush Sr., Bush Jr., and Trump have all failed us on that issue. So what else you got now? And who can you blame this time for why they didn't deliver? Nobody.
Nope.
And it just goes to show that's how it's set up.
And here's the thing, though, and this is what I hate. See, guys, that Rocky guy just proved my point. It's like you can't even criticize the right without them trying to throw you on to the left. All I did was give criticism. All I did was pretty much say, yeah, I vote Republican, but you guys aren't doing shit for me. And you guys are just telling me, well, what are you going to do? Vote for the Dem? Oh, I'm sorry, but I ain't no bitch ass nigga. So you ain't just about to sit there and tell me I better take the disrespect or what? You don't got no better options, nigga. Then I won't choose an option. Like, bro. And some of you guys that are Republican you need to go ahead and hand your nuts in, bro. Hand in your man card because you lost it. If you're letting the Republicans sell you that, then in my eyes, you're a bitch ass nigga. And you're a bitch ass dude. I'm sorry. You're a bitch ass dude because you just let them fearmonger you into them not doing anything for you. Bro, I can only imagine how your wife treats you. I can only imagine. She do not treat you well. I know that.
That's how the conservative movement, that's how the Republican operation is set up. And by the way, it happens all the time. I'm old enough to remember when Trump got elected in 2016, he took office in 2017. It was a Republican presidency. He was in a position to appoint a replacement for one of the retiring liberal judges, or I'm sorry, for Antonin Scalia, actually, at the time. He had a Republican House and Senate. The first item that he took up when Trump took office was repealing Obamacare. The Republicans had been campaigning on repealing Obamacare in the past 3 cycles, in 2010, 2012, 2014, and then ultimately in 2016. 4 cycles in total. The first item.
Well, here's the thing. They have a health plan that they never truly implemented. Like, bro, you can literally look it up. Like on Mike Johnson's website, they literally have a health plan, a comprehensive health plan that they just never put out there, that they never commit to really pushing on the Dems. They just sit there and criticize Obamacare all day. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Great. Obamacare do have its problems. Undeniable. Where's your solution? And why aren't you guys pushing the solution? And when the Dems say, the Republicans have no plan, well, it seems like you have no plan because you got your plan written up on your website, but you're not being vociferous about it. You're not really speaking on it.
That the Republicans took up in 20.
I'm gonna be real with you. I got to give it to the Dems. When you guys cry about Obamacare, what's the plan? Because trust me, there's some fixes that need to be done, but if you guys are just crashing out because Obama did it, that's not really a good excuse. We would hope you have a real plan to replace healthcare. And here's the thing: I've actually read the plan, and it's not a bad one that the Republicans have. It's just that they already know they're not going to get it through with the insurance companies. They're just going to tell them no or lobby them to pretty much go the other direction, as they always do.
2017 was repealing it. They put it up for a vote once, it failed. They put it up for a vote a second time, it failed. They put it up for a vote a third time. They used a special procedural rule called budget reconciliation the third time to get it passed through the Senate with a simple majority. And it failed by 1 vote. John McCain voted no.
Damn it.
John McCain voted no, and so it was no longer going to be the law of the land. This is always how it works, isn't it?
McCain.
Republicans are fighting for something, and they never get it. They're always chasing it, and it's always out of reach because of the Democrats. We'll get them next time. We didn't do it in 2010. We'll get it in 2012. We didn't get it in 2012. We'll get it in 14. Didn't get it in 14. We'll get it in 16.
And here's the crazy thing. Like with immigration, now you can blame Trump kind of dulling down immigration on the Dems, and that's a fair argument. But affordability, though, like, come on, he has no excuse. Actually, him getting into the Iran war only made affordability worse. And then here's the thing. Let's go back to immigration. Now, I got to admit, Trump, he closed the border. Great, fantastic. So no more people just walking on in. But the problem is that it does seem like we're about to keep some of the people in here because Republicans in Florida is talking about a Dignity Act, right? Now, you can look this up as well. Republicans in Florida push for Dignity Act, and it will show you how Republicans are literally pushing for mass amnesty, which you thought was only a Democrat, I believe. No, the Republicans are for it too. I mean, I think Ronald Reagan popped off with that. So do you see the problem here? Like, Nick is making a really good point. It's like, dog, don't play that role in your face. Oh, mass immigration. We're going to get all the illegals out. And then when the Dems start putting pressure on them, they kind of like pull back a little bit. I mean, Trump ain't even touched the H-1B visas, and he's also not going to touch the undocumented immigrants working in the hotels, construction sites, and farms. So really all you did was just shut down the border, and you was able to get a couple guys up out of here. About 600,000 deported, about over 1 million self-deported. So that's about 1.6 million people that Trump got out of here by at least in his first year. It's going to be a lot less than that, guys, because he's actually listening to the Dems. He's just going to say, look, I'm just going to go after the criminals, and that's it. So he's listening to the Dems. The only reason he's doing that is to save face for midterms or to save himself for midterms. And I think it's already too late. So you might as well just crash out on the immigration agenda, man. You're already cooked from the Iran war. If you didn't stop the Iran war, if you didn't start that war, I would be like, okay, you can water it down for now and then go full force after midterms. But I mean, bro, you're already cooked. You might as well go full force. Like, well, what's the point of playing around at this point?
Then they're in a position to do what they said they were going to do. And then there'll be one guy. It's always one or two guys that will inexplicably sabotage it. And everyone realizes the whole thing is a scam. And then they shrug and they move on.
Hey, and shout out AJ for sending a press F for 10 joules, a sparkle for 2, and a press F, another one for 10 joules. Appreciate the support, sis. And oh yeah, I still see King In's 100 right there. Of course, let me go ahead and give you a shout out for that one. Appreciate the support, by the way. Alrighty. And all right, let's get back into it.
The next. That was it with Obamacare. That was this with birthright citizenship. They pretended for years they were going to overturn Obamacare, only for it to fail by one vote. And then they shrug their shoulders and go, ah, shucks, that's too bad. They've been saying they want birthright citizenship overturned forever. And finally, they have it. And Amy Coney Barrett says, I don't think so. Brett Kavanaugh.
Yeah, and Amy Coney Barrett was supposed to be a conservative, but she's turned out to honestly not really be a conservative. I mean, maybe center-leaning right, but she ain't no conservative for the way she voted on birthright citizenship. And I mean, look, guys, the main argument here was, in my opinion, my personal opinion, I do not believe that we should let undocumented immigrants come here and have kids and treat that kid as an American citizen. Now, if we're talking about a different mixture like a citizen and undocumented, sure, I'm okay with that. Or a green card holder and a naturalized citizen, or two naturalized citizens, or two green card holders. Sure, I'm okay with that. You want to know why I'm okay with it? Because they followed our laws. And if they follow our laws, then they deserve our grace. If they don't follow our laws, then they deserve no grace. And that's the difference there. And I'm gonna be real with you. Like I say, you already see my position. It's not that I completely want to throw it away. Just for the undocumented immigrants who did not follow our laws, therefore, I believe they deserve no grace. Now, if they did, like, you know, the green card holders or the naturalized citizens and all that good stuff, I'm all good. I ain't tripping. Shoot, even the H-1B visa bastards, I wouldn't be mad about.
Kavanaugh said,
oh, okay, never mind. Hold on, I'll still be somewhat upset, but not as mad as undocumented immigrants getting away with anchor baby.
Says nope. And now birthright citizenship will be here forever. I thought that's exactly what we wanted. Why even have conservatives? Why have Republicans? Why have a constitution, by the way, at all? Isn't it so funny that that's how that always works? When liberals and Democrats get in office, you know they don't care about the rules. Executive overreach, reinterpreting the Constitution. They will manipulate the statutes or the procedural rules to get every single thing that they want. They're literally calling Facebook and telling Facebook what to censor.
Literally. And that's the Dems. I ain't gonna lie. You got to give it to the Dems on that one. It's like, bro, they were literally calling on Facebook and tell them, look, man, you better censor anything on the right wing. You better censor that Hunter Biden laptop. They were demanding them to do so, and they did it. Now, I think Nick Fuentes is saying that the Republicans need to be about as ruthless and active as the Democrats. Now, ruthless like that, no, but active for sure though. And here's the thing. This is one of the reasons why we might lose the midterms, because we have discouraged the voting base. I mean, after Trump did this bullshit, not a lot of young men are going to want to come out and vote for the Republicans. And we're already registered as Republicans, so we're kind of cooked. So our vote's already just like, most likely we're just not going to vote. And guess who is going to vote? The Dems. Why? Because, I mean, trust me, they're already TDS'd out. They're ready to get all the Republicans up out of here because they all believe that they're a servant to Trump. I mean, they're kind of they got an argument. They got a good argument with that. I'm not gonna lie. They got to cook it with that. They're not too far from the truth on that, sadly. And they're gonna come out in high numbers because of that. Like guys who sat it out during the election because they were so confident that Kamala Harris was gonna win are now gonna come out for that midterm because now they need to double down and make sure. That's all we've assured with this. Trust me.
They're using Health and Human Services to ban ammunition from being sold in America. They're going after people using the DOJ because they're allied with the president of the United States. The Democrats literally break every rule, every precedent, violate the Constitution, and Republicans say, vote for us. We need to be saved from the Democrats. And then we're ceaselessly constrained by those same rules. The Democrats are going to import illegal aliens to replace us.
All right. Well, all right, Quell, but you got to listen. Hear me out on this one because I hear you. No, I get it. I get the emotionality of it. But here's the problem, though. This is a huge national security problem. So I get it. You just want to call him an American citizen. But at the end of the day, I mean, all right, by the Supreme Court law, we got to call them American citizens for sure. But let's not sit here and pretend like this isn't a national security threat. Like we didn't just leave the biggest loophole in our immigration system ever. That's the problem with this. I mean, you can sit here and be like, oh, that's just an American citizen, but that means you're okay with people breaking our laws and getting a benefit out of it.
In the electorate and vote for.
And yes, your kid having an American citizenship is a benefit.
Them forever. But we can't overturn birthright citizenship. But we can't break the filibuster to pass the SAVE Act so we could check their IDs. We can't build a border wall. We can't do mass deportations. Okay, so then what's the point?
They're not.
It feels like there's only one side that actually cares about winning. No,
look, I agree. You're right. They're not a threat. But if we don't uphold our law, if we don't uphold anything, then I'm gonna be real with you, it's only going to get worse. And yes, these anchor babies can become a threat. I mean, well, do you remember the example they gave you? Well, look, Chinese people come here, they have their kid, they take the kid back to China, pump them up full of that good old CCP propaganda, send them over here. They run for position in politics, they win, and now we got a communist in our ranks. You don't see the problem? Actually, you can look this up. China's actually been running a huge operation on basically taking advantage of this, and they're using anchor babies to infiltrate us. So it's a problem. It's a huge problem. And it's a huge loophole that anybody could take advantage of now. And we're just going to write it off as, all right, that's cool. Just F it. You break our laws. We give you the reward of granting your kid citizenship. I mean, that makes sense. It don't. But trust me, I get the argument. Most of them aren't threats. Most of them aren't going to be a national security risk. But the fact that we even leave it open is terrible.
That if the Democrats had a 6-3 majority, imagine the things they would be doing with that. I think we all know that if Democrats pack the Supreme Court, they're taking away the First Amendment. They're taking away the Second Amendment. They're going to make open borders a constitutional matter. We all know that. We all know the next time a Democrat gets in, they very well could add additional seats to the Supreme Court and do.
And here you go, right here. So this is coming from ice.gov. Here it is. But Chinese national pleads guilty to running birth tourism scheme that helps aliens give birth to U.S. to secure birthright citizenship. I know, right? Somebody said, hey, no, I don't believe it. Show it to me. I mean, dog, I ain't going to bullshit you. It's like, what? You think I'm like I said, I have no hatred towards them at all. And I've already said that, yeah, most likely most of them are not going to be a national threat. Most likely they're just going to be your average citizen. But let's not play dumb and sit here and pretend like this does not exist. Like it's not being done now. Like, come on, Chinese national pleads guilty to running birth tourism scheme that helped aliens give birth in U.S. to secure birthright citizenship. A Chinese national pled guilty today to federal criminal charges for running an Orange County-based birth tourism business that catered to wealthy pregnant clients and Chinese government officials, charging them tens of thousands of dollars to help them give birth in the United States so that their child would get a U.S. citizenship. I mean, so what? Is it still not a problem? But Dongyong Lee, 41 years old, of Ivory, pled guilty to 1 count of conspiracy to commit immigration fraud and 1 count of visa fraud. Lee was one of the 19 defendants named in a series of indictments unsealed earlier this year, which resulted from a mass probe by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and Homeland Security investigation, Los Angeles and IRS criminal investigation. Let's see. Substantial assistance was provided by the Irene Police Department and the San Bernardino County Sheriff Police Department. I mean, do I really need to go on? But Lee is the first of the charge operators of the birth tourism business to plead guilty. The remaining defendants are either pending trial or are fugitives, aka man, they done got the hell up out of here. Yeah. So, like I said, guys, it's a problem till this day. I mean, let's not pretend. I mean, you can read multiple articles about it, bro. I mean, you could just read multiple birthright citizen scam is a threat to national security. I mean, attorneygeneral.gov, Texas Attorney General. Of course, Texas will be dealing with that. I mean, guys, this is something that's been widely reported, and I don't think we should just throw it to the side because of the F Trump and these guys are racist. They just hate white. They just hate non-whites. No, I just hate any threat to my country's national security, and I would hope we just leave it there and don't try to sensationalize it because I'm telling you exactly what I mean. But all right, though, back to it.
Do all these things. They'll add new states. They'll add new justices. They'll take away our rights. We all know that. They'll reinterpret the First Amendment to prohibit hate speech. They'll reinterpret the Second Amendment.
And somebody asked in the chat, when was it? It was in 2019 when this case popped off.
To make it so that you can't own firearms. We all know that's how it goes. They'll change the laws governing the elections to make it so that nobody needs an ID to vote, and maybe you don't even need to be a citizen. Maybe you just need residency, if that.
Free for all then.
Republicans are in this position, hard fought, maybe the last opportunity ever. We got a 6-3 majority. We got 53 seats in the Senate. We have the